about, I want to see that more. Walk and go, walk and go. Why you don't focus on the development and the improvement of the people's lives? Rule does not allow teachers as for the rule for the two per month break. And in my rural village, they elect some semi-literate individual that everybody knows he is not wise. But the day after his election, when he attends a forum, those who invite him to speak will say, that so and so whom we elected yesterday share his wisdom with us. And I want to assure you that there is no magic in the ballot box. If you are dunderhead, the mere fact that you have been elected does not convert you into anything. You just remain an elected dunderhead. And Africa has no shortage of dunderheads who are leading her in the wrong direction. And in my rural village, they elect some semi-literate individual that everybody knows he is not wise. But the day after his election, when he attends a forum, those who invite him to speak will say, that so and so whom we elected yesterday share his wisdom with us. And I want to assure you that there is no magic in the ballot box. If you are a dunderhead, the mere fact that you have been elected does not convert you into anything. You just remain an elected dunderhead. And Africa has no shortage of dunderheads who are leading her in the wrong direction. For me, I wrap back on the main road based on traffic, that the reason I take the female from the car. Passing between car when there is traffic, if you passing between car when there is female, sometimes it be the cause or it may be accident. While the female have to stop from moving between the cars. I can be safe, I ride back with our female because I also be mindful of this fact in ride back with our female. Because on the main road, when there is traffic between cars who pass, the female can permit all the pass between the cars. So that's the reason I decided to take the female for the female last.
A lazy hands make a man poor. Diligent hands bring him wealth. What a great way to welcome you to the positive show this morning. I know it's kind of strange to see this face. Your usual Element Break is unable to be with you this morning, but the team is crack and they have players who are ever ready to fit in when the need be. I'm here this morning and will be joined subsequently by Martina and Tuba. And together we're going to run the activities this morning on the positive shore. Too many things to talk about. Lots of national issues, be it social, political. We're going to delve into them this morning. It's quite interesting. The wounds there at the University of Liberia deepens as students speak out. And it's laudable that when policies are put in place, those who are to implement those policies or those rules must adhere to it and live according to what they've been instructed to implement as law enforcers. On yesterday, the Liberian National Police suspend two of its officers with immediate effect for 1 month without salary for violating the motorcycle rules, riding without helmets. So says laudable, thanks to the IG and his team for putting in place and setting the record straight. There are times in which we play laissez-faire attitudes. Say, man, I'm an officer, so I'm exempted from that rule. No, we must live up to it. And as much we are enforcers of the law, we must do all due diligence. So precedent must be set. And thanks to the police for that. President Bouaka, with immediate effect, dismisses UL President Dr. Julius Saulo Nelson amid restoring peace at the University of Liberia. Oh, yes. We can recall our days there at the University of Liberia. It was so interesting. But we never had what we now see, at the University of Liberia, the continuous break in, break out, during the leadership of the fallen president, former president of the University of Liberia, the peace be to his ashes, Emmett Dennis. We ran straight, though there were some hurdles, but those things were put in place, measures were taken, and lessons, instructional periods were adhered to. And there were a lot of things. So we'll be giving you detailed information regarding that. We'll also be bringing you the voices of students speaking on the president's decision. So these and many more issues will be touching bases on. Be there. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I'm pretty seated this morning and we'll be joined by Martina Tuba. Her co-pilot is not here. I'm fitting in. So together, we gave you the needed breakfast that you have on your plate this morning. Welcome. Oh, yes, African soldiers. Indeed, we need to stand up for a just cause. Let's go for our commercial commitment this morning. Our partner Lone Star Cell is set to give you all of the happiness, when it comes to the GSM operations. Lone Star Cell stands tall among all and giving you the quality that you need in terms of internet connectivity. I gave you those packages that are desires of you and to suit your operations. It also comes to the call. You have that best network to serve you. So wherever you are, welcome this morning to the Positive Show where we gave you equal opportunities. We are not segregative. Yes, others we try to restrain you because you are not talking about their interests or you are not giving those things that they want to hear from you. So you are not going to have the equal opportunity like they will give people who speak. We do not take side. All right. We do not take side here. We are independent in our operations, independent media institution that is clubbed with the responsibility to inform the Liberian people on the day-to-day affairs. Because man, you as journalists, we are clubbed with the responsibility to unearth those things that are needed to be unearthed and we do not take side. We are not to take side. We are like a twin mother. So when we bring out the issue, we leave the public to be the judge. We are not judges. When we flag these issues, we afford people the opportunity to wade in to give their own kind of opinion on it because we hold the public journal is the public trust. So, in as much as media practitioners or media institutions, we hold the public trust. And when the public um, confide in us on issues that are needed to be flagged, we must do due diligence. In order, we must get both sides of the story. If even if it is my brother or my sister, and there is an issue that has been raised about her, what I need to do, regardless of that person being my relative, I must get both sides of the story. That is required as a professional journalist. You must get the ABC, accurate balance, and there must be clarity. So I can report one side, that one sided thing, no. And on this radio, let's be emphatic here. On this radio, we do not allow invectives. Yes, where you can call and insult leaders, where you can call and um, and just say any words as a professional person, regardless of your status in the society. What you won't say as a gentleman in your gathering with people, you don't come on the radio to utter those words. So on my watch, we don't allow these things happen here. So it's just a word of caution for some of you who will be weighing in on the issues that we'll be discussing this morning. All right, so let's go to Lone Star Cell and get our commercials out. Oh yes, I told you, low start sale gives you the opportunity because they put your interests first above themselves. So, like we told you, initially we're gonna be definitely into several issues, but keen on our agenda this morning is what is happening there at the University of Liberia. President Boakai late evening, according to Executive Mansion press release, the President Boakai as a visitor to the University of Liberia, took the decision following several meetings with the institution's Board of Trustees and various stakeholders of the university. According to an executive mansion release late Monday evening, the Liberian leader has appointed former University of Liberia President, that Ambassador Dr. Al Hassan Conte, as acting president to lead the interim management team. The board nominated Dr. Conte unanimously to oversee the search process for a new university president within 3 months. The interim management team will also initiate necessary reforms and implement the action points conveyed by the president to ensure the university's smooth operation. So, with that being said, um, let us bring you the University of Liberia student intern leadership, um, part of this whole hula baloo there at the University of Liberia. So, at this point, the president have relieved with immediate effect the UL former president now. He's former now. Dr. Saulo Nelson for his post as president, and Dr. Al Hassan Conte once served the university. We were not privileged during that time to. By that time, we as soon as he left the university, it was when we came in, so we did not actually experience his presidency at the University of Liberia. But interestingly, that terrain is not a strange one for him, so he knows um, the terrain due to the fact that there are lots of improvement as it relates to happiness there. There are lots of interesting things that are happening at the university back in the days that he did not experience because he never had the opportunity, with the new breed of young people, the meditancy and stuff like that. What those meditants during his era got involved with, the likes of Socrates and how you call it, the Gafwine and all the guys, man. The former um, finance minister, they were all in the vanguard as it relates to the student leadership when Al Hassan Conte served at university for several years. But this is the point of the students. This is what they had to say. They had a press conference on yesterday. So let's listen to what they had to say regarding this whole saga at the University of Liberia. Oh my God, let me get this stuff up quickly. Quickly. This is so troubling. Let me get this quickly. Let me get it for you. What is this? Okay. Uh,
On our note that we have gathered and we have agreed to make a joint statement that will send a signal to those who are trying to put the over 25,000 student interest, whether on the basis of politics, but the union will be making a position statement. We are very important in the society.
The University of Liberia Student Union, along with SUP, PROSA, and STUDA, stands with the June 19, 2024 resolution of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. With an agitated feeling of disregard, we present you warm salutation from the headquarters of the University of Liberia Students Union, the largest and biggest student grouping on the campuses of the University of Liberia.
So,
over the years, ASU has been a consistent institution on the University of Liberia campuses, standing not only in defense of the student masses, but also on the side of faculties and administrators, ensuring a conducive environment for all and advocating for their well-being as well. Comrades and friends, members of the press, may we inform you, the students, the Liberian people, that on many occasions, when the university is faced with daunting challenges like underfunding, low faculty salaries, poor infrastructure, lack of facilities, the students of the University of Liberia has always made demands of the university administration to the Liberian government to listen to the university and see a reason to provide the needed resources for the smooth and adequate operation of the institution. We have done this with vibrancy and uncompromising fervor since our inception and foundation as an institution. Holding on to this historic duty, on June 18, 2024, we graced the invitation of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia as a constituent stakeholder of the University of Liberia to participate in every possible effort in handling and resolving the issues raised by our pastor through an 8 counts.
Yo, Mr. Baka, regularly handle the student issue on the campus. Yo. Baka was joking with students. Yo.
Through an 8 counts resolution and strike action. As a constituent stakeholders, we embraced and participated in the meeting by offering some suggestions, which led to the June 19, 2024 resolution of the Board of Trustees. We believe as an institution and the largest constituent party of the university, the June 19, 2024 resolution reflects the participation and involvement of all student-based organizations, which should be respected and regarded by all constituent stakeholders who attended said meeting. Undermining the resolution without the knowledge of others is a gross disregard and disrespect to us, the students.
Yo, the Baka is disrespecting the students. Yo. If you're not careful, we're disrespecting to yo.
And consequently, we are not going to accept and endorse an overnight decision of an interim arrangement that we were not a part of.
Yo, You can have PTA, yo. We have many women in the body of Liberia, yo. National Tennessee, Mr. Blanca, Mr. Blanca. So, I am calling your face student, yo.
Fellow students, fellow Liberians, and members of the Board of Trustees, we believe if there's any change in the decision which was derived after a long period of conversation, dialogue, and negotiation, we will expect similar steps be taken to avoid a situation of unilateral decisions which undermine the democratic value and overwhelming interest of the students of the University of Liberia. As you may be aware, the University of Liberia is an academic institution, and as such, serious considerations must be made before critical decisions such as transition in management are made. We believe in the spirit of academic integrity, prudence, and future aspirations. We think that the current issues of transition must be done orderly, meticulously, and smoothly so that it does not affect the students, the faculty, administrators, and the alumni of the University of Liberia.
Reactionary tendency. It's assassin in the positive. Yo.
A constituent stakeholder at the university that have always historically been on the side of the students, we have consciously resolved not to be part of a reorganized decision that tends to undermine and disregard the June 19, 2024 published and announced resolution of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. We believe any decision outside of June 19, 2024 resolution undermines the independence, integrity, and smooth operations of academic duties at the university. In this regard, we encourage the board to stand with the collective outcomes of what was agreed upon and take immediate actions to ensure everyone is involved and adhere to the resolution. We affix our signatures, standing and committing ourselves to the June 19, 2024 resolution that calls for the immediate resumption of classes.
Reactionary tendency. Since we got a resolution. Mr. Joseph Brocker, education is our right, not privilege. Yo. Stop violating our right, vote violating our right. Yo.
With immediate effect, also calls on all students of the University of Liberia to assemble in mass on the Capitol Hill campus of the University of Liberia on Wednesday, June 26, 2024, to petition the National Legislature and demand the immediate resumption of school activities.
Yo, it's a policy statement. Yo. It's a brother was not joking with education. Yo. You cannot be taking fast as well as joking with education in a very people children. Yo. C'est quoi? Si vous oubliez pas, parce que vous avez un c'est quoi? Yo.
Signed by Osu, through Mary Kepler, the president, by Su, through Mohamed Shabbat, the secretary general, by Prosa, through its LG, Justin Jaliba, and by student chairman Clarence Oli. Thank you very much.
And so thank you for
So that's it from the students. It's interesting. You know, sometimes I sit and wonder what is happening to our country as it relates to the youthful society. I'm one person who frowns on the utterances of our young people who profess to be professionals. And one of the things that bring to mind that even at the level of the university, people still do not have what we call morals. You know, you can disagree to agree. You can have your own disagreement with issues, but the manner and form in which you channel or you express your disagreement, it speaks volume because at the final analysis, some of you today who are student leaders, you were just an ordinary folks within the university, so to speak, or you are ordinary folks attending the university. Now you are national leaders. We must be able to walk in line as it relates to morals of the society. Most of you have been seen as role models to the younger ones. It will interest you to know that there are younger folks who find themselves attending the university today. They admired the posture and the way some of you carry yourself. But the question is, are you a good example to those who see you as a role model? Now, let's face the reality there at the university. We know that the learning condition of the university is very poor. I must say this for fact. This is an old age thing, and we must be emphatic here that in as much Liberia is the oldest West African country, it is appalling to see our state-run university in that form and manner. For years, decades, we've seen the university. We went through the walls of the University of Liberia. We know what happened there. This issue of throwing of chairs, the environment is not conducive. It seems like you are still in high school. Even the high schools, you don't throw chairs from one point to the other. When you are leaving from this class to the next class, those chairs are there. You don't take the chairs from one class to the other. No. The chairs are there because the number of students that enrolled that semester for that class is the number of chairs that will be provided. Now, the University of Liberia is overcrowded. That is for fact. The learning condition there at the University of Liberia cannot be compared to other countries around us before we say the word. You still have students stood in chairs. You still have students standing to write their notes or to get the lectures from the lecturers. It is appalling. So we say to the state, the leadership of President Boakai, please, let us change the narratives. Let us be able to make the state-run university a place that when students go, they feel comfortable to acquire the necessary knowledge. You go to school like you going on a football field. People go to classes, they are standing all on the side to the window. What kind of environment is that? That environment is not conducive for learning. If a class is to host 100+ students, come on, the administration should see this. Let us be real with this. The number of students that are required to be in a particular class should be documented, and there should be doing add and drop. If you can drop the course or you add that class, fine. But the number, because there are people who just go to the classes after a few times when add and drop kind of drop the classes. Some of them don't even continue the semester. So we must be sincere to ourselves in as much we want to see a better Liberia. I always say to people, when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. How can the minds be developed? There are so many things that we need to put in place. The state-run university should be second to none. You go to other private universities here, you feel comfortable. Why is it that the University of Liberia continues to go through this kind of struggle? Why will we continue to go through the kind of struggle? Students continue to go through the kind of struggle, and at the end of the day, there's no solution to those problems. It is an old age problem. And this government, you can make your mark by changing the narrative. How do you go about that? Now that there's a struggle at the University of Liberia, and the president have made a decision by dismissing Saulo Nelson last evening from executive mansion released. Mr. Saulo Nelson, Reverend Nelson, have been relieved of his post, and subsequently Ambassador Dr. Al Hassan Conte, former president of the university, have been appointed to serve the interim leadership for 3 months while they look for a new university president. But I can say for a fact, I see Dr. Al Hassan Conte fitting in that position. Yes, I see that. Because mind you, with the consensus of all of the faculty members, unilaterally, they overwhelmingly welcome his appointment. That tells you it's a showing. It was just in the same vein with Dr. Saulo Nelson when he was 18, and after a period of time, he was appointed fully as the president of the state-run university. So it won't be strange to me to see Dr. Al Hassan Conte taking on that post after the 3 months period of the interim leadership. But we want to say to our faculties, this power struggle you normally have at the University of Liberia is one of the serious issues that causing the backwardness of the university. Yes, it's one of the serious issues that actually causing the backwardness of the university. There is a saying that says, when a horse is divided itself, it cannot stand. If you want to have a conducive environment for the students to acquire the basic knowledge you provide, you yourself must put yourself in a position to do the right things. We know what's been happening and is still happening at the university. The agreement, people can agree to disagree. People can disagree to agree. But you must do that in the interest of the whole. And who we refer to as the whole? The student body, because these are people who go to acquire knowledge in various disciplines. And our country depends on these people who walk through the words to come and give their quota to the nation in terms of their expertise. But if you have an environment where someone go to acquire knowledge, and at the end of the day, you have the break in, break out, blessing it for some of us, it wasn't that way during our own time there at the university. But we say, peace be to his ashes. The legacy of the late Dr. Emma Dennis still lives on. The university is now being attracted by young people. And, you find young people enrolling at the University of Liberia. It is true, and by the expertise and the system that was put in place there at the University of Liberia by the late Dr. Emma Dennis. He made the university to be so much suitable in a point where it attracts young people. Back in the days, when you talk about the University of Liberia, people say that old people's school. But since the taking over of the late that Dennis, bulk of the older people, I can remember doing his tenure there at the University of Liberia. That year, he said, some of you are here with just one course, and that course you've been here for years. Some of you doing PE. If it's not your if it's not your major or your minor, you're letting people leave. And that's how a lot of the older folks who have 001 ID numbers, they are no more in the University of Liberia like they used to be. Now the University of Liberia is characterized by young people. You see a lot of young people at the university. If you ask a young person now as to whether which one of the schools that they want to go to, they would definitely choose the University of Liberia, because you find bulk of young people now at the university based on the handlework of a person who took over back then and created an enabling environment that attracted the young folks. We were the young folks that got attracted by Dr. Dennis' expertise. Now, we went there, we acquired the necessary knowledge, and we encourage our friends. It's just like we've been saying to others, almost like the thing we call customer service, right? Customer service. So this has to do with servant leadership. The way in which you lead attracts people to your leadership. So this is a caution for the interim leadership. We know there are power struggles, and there have been power struggles at the University of Liberia, but we want to call this a halt for the fight. We want to call this a halt. It hurts me because I am part of that institution, because I am a graduate of that institution. So when I see for every time students are demonstrating on things that they should not be demonstrating on, it pains me. Because we are direct representation of our institutions. There are stakeholders in government past and government now. What is your contribution to the improvement of that university? Go there at the university. It was during the regime of the late fallen president, Emmett Dennis, that we had a conducive environment where you can go and ease yourself in terms of the bathroom. It was during Dr. Dennis' time. During the likes of Amara Conan, the likes of Socrates and other guys, they never had that environment where before you go to use the bathroom, you kind of worry. But now you can go at the University of Liberia, you use the bathroom, and the bathroom is clean. You have people going after you to clean the bathroom. Though it is not up to what it should be, relative to other international standards, but at least the environment is conducive. See the building. You go to the building right now, it's leaking, especially the main campus. The main campus of the University of Liberia, come on. We say to you, President Boakai, inasmuch you've promised the Liberian people to not do business as usual, we are encouraging you to see education as one of the key to your leadership, because when you set this example and you transform the educational sector of this country, what's going to happen? The mindset of Liberians will be developed. The younger ones that are enrolling at the University of Liberia and the ones that are present at the University of Liberia should be an example to other universities. You cannot have students attending that state-run university every time there is a demonstration. And some of them, they allow themselves to be used by politicians. It is all the whole problem there at the University of Liberia is characterized by politics. That's why we say to people, the politics that we preach in this country is dividing us than uniting us. So we say to the student body, you have your crimes, you have your issues, but you must channel those things in a responsible manner, because you are leaders in waiting. What you won't allow or you won't love for others to do to you, do not carry on the attitude that you present to your leaders. You may have your points, but the way in which you channel those points, you may be disrespectful. You listen to some of the battle crowd and the chanting of slogans here. It was very disgraceful. It is very disrespectful. I know you will say, oh, Nana Church, Nana, you are leaders in waiting. Know this. And people see you as role models. What example are you setting for the younger folks? So now, these younger ones that are presently at the university in these political groupings, they saw what their predecessors did. So they are walking in that channel of disrespect. We saw at one point in time at the University of Liberia, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, during her regime, she was stopped from accessing the University of Liberia. The former vice president during the regime of President Weah, Madam Joa Howard Taylor, she was booed out of the campuses of the University of Liberia. This is not a good sign. This is not a good sign, because you have characterized every activities at that place on politics. So at the end of the day, you have lost morals. Who told you cannot carry on a responsible politicking? You can do that. You must have boundaries. You must have lines. Because, mind you, you are leaders in waiting. All right? So we leave that. And let's move on to our next talking point. Let us move on to our next talking point. We say kudos to the RG, Gregory Coleman, who took a very stringent measure on two of his officers. All right. The suspended officers, two officers were suspended on yesterday for not wearing helmet, riding motorbike in the principal streets. Now, the two suspended officers are Patrolman Teddy Bonner, ID 6051, and Gabriel Flomo, ID 6017, assigned at Zone 5 Base Police Station and Lofa County Detachment, respectively. According to a LMP release issued Monday, the two officers were seen riding on a motorbike without wearing helmets, which contravenes Section 6.1.3, abuse of authority, and 6.4a, disobeying lawful orders, and ensuring in the administrative instructions on discipline and professional standards. Meanwhile, those suspended officers have been ordered to turn over all government properties, including badges, uniforms, ID cards, boots, and desist from identifying with the Liberia National Police while undergoing their suspension to avoid further embarrassment. The Liberia National Police cautioned all other officers to take key notes and act accordingly, as it would not relent to reprimand any violator of the rules and regulations of the state. That is so good. And subsequent time, we will place a call to the police spokesperson in person of Mrs. Clark, who's going to weigh in on that and other issues relating to the police. We'll place a call to Mrs. Clark on that issue. So that's very fine. You are there to implement the law. If you are to enforce the law, then you're there breaking the law, these are measures that should be taken. And we say kudos to the administration of Colonel Gregory Coleman. If we can set these precedents in all of our ministries, agencies, as well as at the legislature, we see bulk of our people who make the law, they break the law. So if punitive measures are taken against them, this country will go forward. This country will move speedily into development. But oh man, come on. They think that boss man. No, not boss man business. The man who is assigned at that point in time has the authority. He used his discretion professionally. So if you go about violating because you feel that you have a link to the power that be, or you have a link to a big person, come on. That should serve as a deterrent for everyone now. That the police is not as it used to be, because it is first of its kind that such a measure have been taken against officers. So that's why we are raining praises on the administration at the moment, because this is first of its kind. I stand to be corrected, but this is first of its kind. And ongoing, we want to see more of these things happening, so that senior officers will not be to a particular place where an officer is assigned, then somebody who violates come to pick up a phone and call him or her and say, oh my man, that person, then the person to be, yes sir, yes sir. That encourages, at this point in time, with this measure taken, it encourages the junior officers to do that work with diligence and commitment, because they know that there will be no distraction. Where if you think you're a girlfriend of a particular government official or somebody in a hierarchy, then you violate the police rules and all that. Then you pick up phone, you won't call. They should serve as a deterrent for you, that it is not business as usual. It is something that the police want to set a record straight. The police are the civilian friend. They are the first contact to the security sector. So the relationship, there must be a mutual relationship, and that relationship will cut across. And you must not step your bounds, because if you step your bounds, you must go through the punishment that is set aside for your violation. You seen it? So say kudos to the police. And let me say thanks to Colonel Gregory Coleman as well. We now see the police, you know, I was one person who flagged the issue of the appearance of the police. And I can boastfully say now, though it is not as, you know, what we want to see, but there are immense, you know, we see a bit of improvement on the outlook of our officers. Not only that, Colonel Gregory Coleman, we also want to see the increment in the salaries of our officers. This is one of the means through which they won't get involved with business as usual. Because if this person has been well paid, this officer takes his or her salary in time, the fear will be there if I'm caught doing the wrong thing, like the guys who have been suspended for a month without salary, I will be punished in that same vein. You seen it? So we say, let the police, our security, not just the police alone, but let our security officers' salaries be improved. We want to cut this across to the attention of the government, the president, through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. If our lawmakers are there making thousands of dollars, the government and women in arms, our security, our doctors and nurses, they deserve a just salary. If the salaries of these people, the teachers as well, the teachers, the officers, and you have the doctors and nurses, those people who are in the medical field, when these people are paid well, trust me, we will see lots of transformation taking place in the sectors. The security sector, if there is a sign of corruption, it will be minimized because a man is taking his salary in time. A woman is taking her salary in time. And when you go to the hospital, the doctors and nurses will work diligently regardless of what they are taking now, but yet still, they are still in the line of duty. So what more if these people are well paid? Some of the monies our lawmakers are taking, some of these monies should be caught, and we pass them on to the security sector, we pass them on to the teachers and our doctors and nurses. I said this the other time, and I will continue to say, if you think you are in leadership, at the moment you are able to fly or book a ticket to fly out of here for medical attention when your head hurts. You leave from here, you go Ghana, you go Nigeria, you go China, you go Japan, you go India. There will come a time that you won't have that opportunity because power is like a cruel cannon equipped to capsize. There are so many of you now, you are going through the screens. When you had the opportunity to enact laws, when you had the opportunity to put things into place, into its right perspective, you did not do it. See our health sector now. There are lots of challenges. You are taking money to go to a retreat. Some of you don't even attend, but at the end of the day, you pocket those monies. The intended purpose for the monies that you have collected is not being seen. You have the health sector there, it is challenged. So at the end of whatever you think power that you have, how long? The year quick to run. Before you made up your mind, your 9 years gone. Before you made up your mind, 6 years gone. If the health sector is not being taken care of, to put to a point where at least we have lots of professionals in this country. These professionals are willing to give their services, but the environment is not conducive. You go to JFK, the referral hospital, you go to Redemption, the other hospital, the Jackson Fiado, and you just need the government institutions. The lack of bed, the lack of medication. Can you imagine? Surgery gloves and all. People got to go buy it from drugstores. Come on, hell no. We shouldn't be doing this. Then our legislators, they feel so proud to fight over finances. And come on, this is so degrading. We must be able to lead by examples. When you lead, you must set a record that will serve as a legacy. Like we lay emphasis on the late Dr. Emmett Dennis. During the tenure of Dr. Emmett Dennis, we have seen, or we saw, the great transformation that took place at the University of Liberia. And it's based on that legacy that others are walking through, that others are now building up on. If Dr. Dennis, the late Dr. Dennis, was reckless in his leadership, the University of Liberia wouldn't have gotten to where it is. Though it is not where it should be, but it is not where it used to be. So this is a caution for you, Ambassador Al Hassan Conte. During your time, we know that there was a lack of support given to the University of Liberia. The adequate support weren't given. But this is a new era. This is a digital age. The University of Liberia, look right now, it is not what it should be. So the legacy of the late Dr. Emmett Dennis is spelled out. So it is on you. During this short period of time, you can make a great impact. So that when you leave, or if you are opportune to serve as the legitimate president after the interim leadership, trust me, you won't have to scream to go and lobby because of your political affiliation. No, let your work speak for you. And it goes across to each and every one of us. We should not always base our appointments, or we should not always base our opportunities on our association with politics or political affiliation. No. Say, because I'm part and parcel of this party, so it is my right to have a job. Because I'm part and parcel of this party, it is my right to be appointed to certain position. No. It is based on the work that you do. The work that you do will serve as an example, will serve as a recommendation for you. But you sit there, and because you chanted battle cry, you chanted all of the slogans, you are a stalwart of this party, and the party is open to leadership. No, all our entitlement, we need job. No, that's not how it works. In your little corners, what have you to do that people can point to, say, yes, this person, regardless of him being in a little corner, but he has so much energy, he has created within his own little corners opportunities, and his work are seen. And, let people say, but some of you have leadership. You cannot even point to a mark that you've made through your leadership. Like we were saying, in the health sector, you think, let me say to our leaders, the Kolebu hospital can be running to in Ghana, the China, the India can be running to. How you people think, our legislators, how you people think those countries' health sector got to where they are? You think they took their money and brought it to a foreign country and lavish it, and at the end of the day, the citizens suffer? No. They improve the system by putting the necessary money into the system for the right purpose. And at the final analysis, they have a health sector as improved and developed as their health sector is. They are still not satisfied. They want to go according to the because the war is evolving. So as technology advances, that's how they follow. As the war advances, that's how they follow. So if you think in Liberia here, when you bring some expired thing, you donate it, then you say, yeah, the health sector. No. Our people deserve better. What's the budget? What's the budget line for the health sector? What's the budget line for the security sector? What's the budget line for the teachers? As a legislator, what have you done in your district? What is the impact are you making in the district? Those who are booted out, what can they show that they did in that district that is tangible? The world is evolving, so we must be creative. As a political person, as a lawmaker, you must be creative. You must have that mind. Now, that's why you have an exchange. You expand your tentacles. You have neighboring countries. You see development taking place in those neighboring countries. The duty is, that's why the ECOWAS parliament, some of you who are there, you must be able to lobby with your colleagues. Knowledge is power. Don't feel too big to ask how this person is making it. How are they carrying on development in their district? You can copy it after them. You can make sure to create that environment that even when you leave, the people will be eager to put you back when your time expires. Leadership comes with responsibility. But some of you, I beg you, you want to go there to enrich yourselves. So we want to caution you. Let us see this as a word of caution. The health sector needs attention, my people. Visit the hospital this morning. See people lying on the floor. There's no bed. But you feel proud riding $85,000 car. You're one. So now, let's do the math. That $85,000 car, just one spare part on that car can purchase a drugs for a community clinic. Can purchase drugs for a community clinic within your district. Why ride 85,000, 50,000 car? Then people in your district are living below the belt. Where people in this time and age, women are still dying from infant mortality. When they go to give birth, they die in childbirth because no medication, no equipment at these facilities. Electricity power, they're leaving. These are things that we need to tackle as a lawmaker. Are you not ashamed of yourself? You go to your district, the clinics that are in your district, they are not even up to standard. There must be subsidies for these clinics within the district. That's why you have the county development fund. You must be able. Now, there's something called what's the name? The social corporate responsibility, right? You have institutions within your district. Like for instance, district number 9 and district number 10. You are privileged to have big institutions. District number 9, district number 10, district number 8. You are privileged to have big institutions within your district. Where is the social corporate responsibility aspect of these institutions? Where are the fundings going? Because it is mandatory that these people live up to the social corporate responsibilities. So it pains me to have heard the people of Bomi County, people of Grand Cape Mount County continue to cry on these institutions that are operating within the county, where the roles are deplorable. Where are the lawmakers? Some of you, you ride the $85,000 car, so when you bump into those potholes, you don't feel it because your car is built, so you don't get the pinch of it. What about that pregnant woman that is going to the market to and from in a vehicle that bounces, and you know the effect it has on her? Are you feeling pleased that these roads are deplorable and thousands of dollars are taken out of the resources of this land? Do you feel comfortable with that? Do you? But again, these are the leaders that we put into power. These are people that come to us during the election period and gave us all of the sugar-coated words. I said to somebody the other day, if each of the districts and counties, each district, before you elect somebody, you guys should go and put all of your developmental agenda together. How you want your district to be within this time to this time. Go and notarize it. Let it be a legal document. So anyone who takes charge of the leadership of the county or the district, they must work in line with your developmental agenda. Anything short of that, you can put them out. Because the numbers will be there, recorded already. You don't have to go and solicit signature for people to sign it. No. The signatures will already be there set, attached to that document. So anything short of the developmental agenda of the district, these individuals or those individuals should be put out by law. Oh yes, the laws are on the books. But we say there, We be giving handouts, and at the end of the day, somebody promised, I will do this, I will do that, and at the final analysis, all through their 6 and 9 years, they won't do anything. They will start to enrich themselves, and at the end, you be the one to be calling. I'm calling for abandoned district number 10. I'm calling for abandoned district number 7, abandoned district number this. That will be your portion. But if you have documents notarized and placed before these individuals who want leadership, the country will go far. Your district will be developed. Let me say to the public works minister, sir, with all due respect, I don't know as to whether you have opened your eyes to the prevailing situation right now along the 72nd Boulevard Road. It is getting worse and worse by the day, someone will say. The roads are damaging, and there's a need that we have this immediate rescue of this before it go all hand. The 72nd road is getting bad every day. Least to say, the Freeport from the Bourgeois Island, from Clarendon as far as Looking Town, that entire belt. Serious attention needs to be placed on that area. We also made mention the other day about the Corwell Road. The Corwell Road is another place that you need to put keen attention to. The Corwell Road, there must be an erection of the speed breaker, because, mind you, the guys who plow that route, especially the big trucks, their speed limit, they are now adhering to the speed limits that are required for residential areas. We've seen lives being lost. We've seen property being damaged, all because of the reckless attitudes of those drivers along the Deesville Road. With much being said, we are going to take our commercial commitment. When we come back, we open the lines to take few of your reactions to these things that we actually talk about. And moving forward, we will bring and introduce to you another interesting topic. So prepare yourselves. This is the Positive Show. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I'm pretty seated in the driver's seat this morning. Louis Ted is unable to be here, as well as Martina and Tupa. I know the two people enjoying the cold. But whatever it is, they are unable to be here with you this morning. So I'm proceeding for them. They will be with you tomorrow morning. All right. Let's get to our commercial commitments and be right back. Don't go away. Lone Star Cell is the best GSM company in Liberia.
We are looking for change makers in Liberia. Someone working really hard to make an impact in education, health, youth and women empowerment, local tech solutions, and community impact and development. Nominate he or she today to become the next Momo Hero of Change. Visit Lone Star Cell MTN social media pages or website LoneStarCellMTN/Momo Heroes of Change 2024 to nominate your hero. First winner will receive $2 million Liberian dollars. Second winner, $1 million Liberian dollars. And the third winner, 500,000 Liberian dollars. It's the 2024 Momo Heroes of Change, recognizing Liberia's change makers.
MTN.
Promo! I'm hearing something, oh! MTN Momo Fini launching a big promotion for MTN agents. Letting for more, yeah. Okay, deposit 1,000 to 5,000 LD and get an extra 20 LD cash back plus your regular commission. They say like jet is starting part, oh. regular commission when you make deposits of 5,000 LD and above. Now it's a time to cash in and bump it. MTN mobile money. Y'all thank you plenty. Yeah. Let me start bumping it now.
MTN.
Ba, what is making your face sour again today? Ba, I'm supposed to pay my landlord today, but I forget today that Saturday and the bank is closed soon. But a big problem, oh. But in Los Angeles, MTN mobile money get push and pull service. Oh yeah, oh. I can withdraw the money from my bank account to my mobile money account and pay my landlord in 5 minutes. Thank you, Jojo, thank you.
Banking with any of these banks, GT Bank, UBA Bank, Access Bank, Echo Bank, LBDR, IB Bank, Afriland Bank, or Global Bank. Simply visit the bank and request to link your bank account to your mobile money account. Get access to your money whenever you need it without any headache. It only takes 3 minutes. Mama more, whenever, wherever.
MTN.
Welcome back after that commercial commitment. You can put forth your calls on 0887 105 105 0778 665 073. It's kind of cold out there, I've been told. I know you are driving your way to work. Some of you are stuck up in the traffic. We say take your time, do not violate the traffic rules, and do what is meant to be done. We started on by talking about the University of Liberia. We told you last evening the president, with immediate effect, dismissed Dr. Saulo Nelson and relieving of his post as the president of the University of Liberia, and immediately put into place an interim leadership headed by Ambassador Dr. Al Hassan Conte. He once served the University of Liberia. So the students will be gathering on tomorrow. It's Wednesday, yes. We'll be gathering on tomorrow to petition, to put forth their plight to the leadership of the Republic of Liberia, to the legislators. So there will be a mass gathering according to the press conference at the University of Liberia on tomorrow. Yeah. So we also sent out a congratulations to a hand of applause to the IG of the Liberian National Police, who suspended 2 of his officers for a month for violating the rules that governs the motorcycle no-go zone. You know, the guys were riding the motorcycle without helmet. So that tells you, if the RG can suspend his officers, what more about you? You know, you're not above the law. They are not above the law. No one is above the law. When you violate, you must get the penalty, right? 0887 105 105 0778 665 073 are the numbers to call and form part of the program, The Positive Show, right here on Love FM 105.1. 0887 105 105 0778 665 073. We take your calls on those things, and we look forward to having a frank conversation on the matter. Yes, the University of Liberia is the microcosm of society. So if the learning environment is not conducive, those things that will make the environment conducive must be put into place. And politics should not derail the integrity and the prestige of that institution. So people shouldn't do things for their personal aggrandizement. Yeah, the poor people will say, yeah, you do it for your personal gains. It should be in the interest of the whole. Our students need to acquire the necessary knowledge because they are leaders in waiting. If they're not prepared adequately, what's going to happen? Our country will always experience backwardness because of the outbreaking of the leaders. Yes, if you have a corrupt leader, you know, a corrupt student breed out a corrupt leader. Yes, we must know this. The corruption did not or cannot start from the top. It must start from the lowest, from the beginning. So if you are in school and getting yourself involved into corrupt acts, know that it is a sign that going to put you to the limelight of corruption. Because if you see corruption as something that is very good now at your stage, when you get at the helm of leadership, you're going to carry on to the edges. So 0887105105, 0778 are the numbers to call. And let's talk about these things that matter. So many things to talk about. What are some of the things that tend to burn your chest? We talk so much, and the meaningful things that we need to talk on. You know, people in Liberia are attracted to political issues. When you are not denigrating somebody, when you are not there to castigate somebody, no, then they don't find themselves happy to form part of such a conversation. This is something now. That's what I always tell people. The media plays a pivotal role in development of every nation. If the media will be a place where people will carry on attitudes or behaviors that are not welcoming for the growth and development of a country, that tells you that country is yet to develop. Because the media controls the day-to-day activities of the people. That's why I said to somebody, there is no small media institution. Every media institution has its following. So these, based on the information that you disseminate, it has a portion within the society, a portion of people in the society to buy in or wade into whatever you spell out. And that has a serious binding on the country's development. Because if you have the mixed view of people and people are directed in a form and manner that is not needed, trust me, we will struggle when it comes to development. We will struggle when it comes to things that are even important for ourselves. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. Those are the numbers to call and form part of the program of the Positive Show this morning. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105. So let's get this commitment here. And when we come back, we bring in our next talking point. And that has to do with our role played as media practitioners in this time and age. Yes, our role played as media practitioners in this time and age. If we are not careful, the way in which we carry ourselves as media practitioners and media institutions, it may plunge our country into an unbearable situation. Yes, I must say this for fact. The media plays a pivotal role. So we must be cautious of what we say, what we write, and the things that we do.
Are you looking for a getaway that combines the beauty of nature with luxurious accommodations? Look no further than Wookie Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway, where dreams come true from rolling hills to sparkling streams. Wookie Farms, it's traveler's dream. We offer a unique experience for all with a 20% discount on all of our services. We are open every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And let's not forget about the food. At Wookie Farms, we pride ourselves on our farm-to-table dining experience. Enjoy delicious meals made from fresh, locally and internationally sourced ingredients. There's no time to waste. Explore our farm where you can get up close and personal with friendly animals. A place with breathtaking views. You will leave your worries behind. From cozy cabins to elegant shallow rooms, Woki Farms, where memories are sweet. Whether you are seeking a peaceful retreat or an adventure-filled vacation, we have live band days and every Sunday. So why wait? Plan your vacation or outing with Woki Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway and experience the beauty of nature. Indulge in luxury and create memories for lifetime. For reservation, call us on 0881 248401. From sunrise to sunset, every moment is grand at Woki Farms because we are the ultimate wonderland. Are you looking for that perfect live band to make your event unforgettable? Look no further than Shatter Live Band Service. With our exceptional music talent and cultivating performances, Shatter Live Band will bring the magic to your special occasion. Shatter Live Band, the heartbeat of your event, bringing joy and rhythm, making memories heaven sent. From wedding to parties, they will set the stage on fire. Shatter Live Band, your ultimate desire. Whether it's a wedding, corporate event, or private party, Shatter Live Band Service is the answer. Our diverse repertoire and energetic performances will keep your guests dancing all night long. Don't settle for ordinary when you have the extraordinary with Shatter Live Band Service. Contact Shatter Live Band Service today on 0881 248401 and let the music speak for itself. With Shatter Live Band Service, where every note tells a story.
Welcome back after that break. We back to our final and second half of the positive show this morning. So I thought it wise to bring to your attention as media colleagues and the public so that we get to know our roles played in the society. You know, this is something that we tend to overlook, but it's creeping on us. And now the final analysis, when it is out of hand, where the people will say, when the people will say, what is it? When things fall apart, the center can no longer hold. Yeah? So this is it. If care is not given, as it relates to how the media operates, our country will be seen out there as the worst. Furthermore, our country will not have the necessary attraction that is needed for the growth and development of the country and its people. I always love to read for us as journalists as a reminder our creed that states, I believe in the profession of journalism. I believe that the public joiner is a public trust, that all connected with it are to the full measure of their responsibility trustees for the public, that acceptance of a lesser service than the public service is betrayal of this trust. I believe that clear thinking and clear statement, accuracy and fairness are fundamentals to good journalism. I believe that a journalist should write only what he holds in his heart to be true. I believe that suppression of the news for any consideration other than the welfare of society is indefensible. I believe that no one should write as a journalist what he would not say as a gentleman. I re-emphasized. I believe that no one should write as a journalist what he would not say as a gentleman. That betrayal by one's own pocketbook is as much to be avoided as bribery by the pocketbooks of another. That individual's responsibility may not be escaped by pleading another's instructions or another's dividend. I believe that advertising, news, and editorial columns should elect serve the best interests of readers, that a single standard of helpful truth and cleanness should prevail for all, that the supreme test of good journalism is the measure of its public service. My people, this is what is required of us as journalists. For those of you who don't know what it is, this is just what it is, my people. So, this brings me to the point to talk about a publication made by one of our media institutions in terms of a print media. On its Monday's June 17, 2024, volume 2, number 18 edition, the front page story, breeding another Grady Allison, the tales of President Bwaka and arrogant Defense Minister Geraldine George. This is unhealthy. Here's another one. And this paper is the Nation's Time. I thought to single it out because this is something that is very serious, and if care is not given, it may spark out tension, and things will go out of hand, and people will be put against each other. The Nation Times, again, on its Monday's edition of the paper says, after abusing and fighting UP Bwaka, CDC regime journalists rewarded big job as UP partisans suffers and struggling in poverty. See these kind of headlines. See these kinds of headlines. It is so troubling. These kinds of headlines are only intended to attract the people who have negative thoughts. These kinds of headlines, it only put people in a position to go against each other. Let me firstly start with the last, and I'll go to the first that has to do with Defense Minister Geraldine George. The Nation Time is saying, after abusing and fighting UP Bwaka, CDC regime journalists rewarded big job as UP partisans suffers and struggling in poverty. I see the photograph of Sober George here, a media practitioner who had the opportunity to have worked at the state-run LPS. He also had the opportunity to work there at the health ministry. Now, he's been appointed at the defense ministry in the public affairs area. So, the Nation Time is reporting that after abusing and fighting UP Bwaka, CDC regime journalists rewarded big job. What this is all about? This is just mere hatred. And I'm going to say this without fear. In the media, we are not united. We have lots of petty bickering. We have lots of, that's why you see the issue that had to do with the press union election went that far, and court had to intervene. We called ourselves watchdog of the society. We must be an example, because like I read in our journalist creed, we hold the public trust. Anything, any lesser service is a betrayal of the public service, the public trust. So if you will come up with such a headline, now let's face the reality here. We know what happened in past where media practitioners became partisans, which of course is against the ethical standard of journalism. But that's that, right? This is a clear manifestation to tell each and every one of us, I'm not a spokesperson, neither a partisan of any political party, but where the facts are is where we point them, and where the errors are, we point them out. This shows that the government, with all the missteps, some journalists, including, as it's been alleged by the Nation Time, that Sober George was found in the act of abusing the non-president Bwaka during the campaign period. They sat on state radio and said a lot, which has been alleged. He has been awarded a big job. That tells you the tolerance of the leadership of President Bwaka. It is not, oh, because I'm not part of this party, so or I will not have the opportunity to serve my country, or because I am part of the another political party, I shouldn't have the opportunity to work in the regime of the opposition to my party. If we base our entire days on these kinds of petty bickering, we won't go anywhere as a nation and people. Let's take, for instance, if it is true, Sober George sat on state radio or whatever platform and ran insults at President Bwaka when he was a candidate in the past election and denigrated the Unity Party. That shows a high level on the party's own action. That shows a high level of maturity that our democracy is taking a trend wherein, not because I was better with you in the past and I'm capable to serve in a position that is available within your government, I shouldn't be given that opportunity. No. The appointment of Mr. Sober George serves as a sign of reconciliation. The appointment of Mr. Sober George, in my mind, serves as a stand of maturity in our political arena, and is a plus for the Unity Party-led government, because there are other governments, we know that things happen during election period, and those who were in power, they were met with staunch resistance when the regime ended and there were new regime, so they had to leave jobs, they were marginalized, and these are things that we continue to say. If this is happening in this government, we want to say to the leader, because the first attack goes to the leader, the head. The arrow has its head. So all these words goes to the leader. President Bwaka, you need to put your eyes and your feet down to the ball as it rolls. If there's anything that has to do with marginalization, because the person was impacted this, and this person is still in government, we must do all we can to get this person out of government because he's not part of our government, or he's not part of our party, he's not a partisan, and this person is a professional, and this person has impact to make in the society of men, making impact. Because we are not aligned politically, this person shouldn't have the opportunity to serve this country. We say no. There are lots of things that are happening that you need to keep your eyes on and take immediate actions. I'm using the time to applaud your government, applaud you for the stand taken by appointing Sober Josh, as he's been accused as one of those journalists during the campaign period who rained insults at you, who said the worst thing about your leadership, that you were not capable of leading, you were old, and just all about that. If you can give him an open arms to serve in your leadership, we commend you for that, and we give you a round of applause. So, the Nation Time, this publication is divisive and is characterized by what we call greed and envy. This is only intended to stir up confusion amongst Liberians who have sides, like, oh, I'm from the political party X, I'm from political party B, I'm from political party C. We are all Liberians. If Rufus Cannon was a member of a political party during the era of the elections, and he has some level of disagreement with the present the present leader when he was a partisan, that's why we always say to our friends, journalists are twin mothers. As a journalist, you should hold all factors constant. The ethical standard of the profession calls that you shouldn't have an attachment or alignment. Because now, with the case of Saba Josh, as he's been accused, what moral grounds, if this is a fact, what moral grounds, what faith he has to serve in that capacity when he, as is alleged, he sat on radio and rained invectives and said the worst about the leader that he's now going to serve? You see what happened? That's why we continue to caution our young friends. We continue to caution even the ones who we call seniors, that they should put themselves in a professional manner and carry themselves in a professional manner. So at the end of the day, that people shouldn't look at them the other way around. Like the late James Doper would say in his song, power is like a cruel kingdom, equipped to capsize. And I will say to you, power is nothing without control. So when you have, or you are the helm of power, don't misuse that power. Because you don't know what the twinging of the clock has for the next man. Today you may be in leadership. You may do what you think that is right. And at the end of the day, you want to marginalize others. You want to say the worst thing about people. Posterity will judge you. So I say to my colleagues, my professional colleagues, let us put down the garments of political connections and be professional for once. And I will say to each and every one of us, the development and the improvement of our country lies within our hands as media practitioners. The development of our country lies in our hands. If we will sit there and write things, who told you other countries don't have issues that are even worse than what your country is going through. But the image, that's why let me read that part for you. The best interest, the welfare of the society matters. Let me read that part for you. It says, I believe that suppression of the news for any consideration other than the welfare of society is indefensible. Now, let's face it, this is the reality. Except for the welfare. What is the welfare? This is the part I want to bring to your attention. What is the welfare? You know very well, there are things that you write. It goes out there. It sends a picture of the country you find yourself. There are people out there who want to invest. There are people out there wanting to get things done. But the picture that you paint in their minds, so when they come here, they don't see those things to write or knowledge. You see, so that tells you the level of hatred our country has put up. The level of division that we have amongst ourselves, because I was associated with the B, and I was getting all of the leverage, I was getting all of the contacts, I was getting all of the apps, I was getting all of the extended fundings, serving as government PR in that. The new leadership have come. And the now properly put into perspective, what's going to happen if development doesn't come? You think your arts you want will come? You think the and its people, its paramount, should be the first thing on your agenda. say I am to write this article, what is the positive and negative effect will this article have on my country? If I'm to sit on this radio and say things, what is the positive and negative effect this statement I'm going to make will have on my country and my people? But we don't take these things into consideration. That's what I say. Politics have blinded our eyes and have taken the sacredness of our brains. And we see the negatives as the positive and see the positives as the negative. If I were here seated on this radio at this moment, raining insults at leaders, I will have the barrage, of course. But I don't care. I don't care about the numbers. What I'm caring about is what the country needs at the time. What I'm caring about, that posterity will not judge me in the wrong way. That, oh, your pa used to say on radio and curse people. Your pa used to say on radio and say a lot of things about people. No, I don't want my children to bow their heads in shame because of my action. That's why a lot of you nowadays, you live in the state of fear. Even when someone is not after you, you are afraid. I can say for free, I move about anytime I want to because I know that I'm not in a negative way of people. I do not get at people where they will reach to the point and haunting me. No, I'm a free citizen because I believe that the public joiner is the public trust, and I hold the public joiner. I'm the one who your children are born children in it, and the country is stagnated. We feel pleased as the odious West African country where our babies that we gave birth to are developing by the day. When we get issues that will transform the living standards of Liberians to a larger extent, we politicize it. We say a lot of things about our friends. One of our colleagues in an open, meeting, a colleague of ours was to have gotten a job in government, and some of the senior media people then they wrote all kinds of articles. They said all kinds of things. Oh, how you're saying that, yeah, and they want to put them. They made a bad ball to the former how you call it, the former city mayor. That man, oh, you're saying that, your Unity Party saying you're saying that, they want to put them. They made a direct link to